1, 2, 3. I hit the record button, and you know what time it is. Suit and tie, looking fly. I think this might be the new standard. Soldi Man is in the building with a very important individual. Ski mask on, because we like to mob up. We like to stay together, build a community in the underground, and I'm here with somebody who's, what can I say? He's quite relevant. My friend, introduce yourself.
So what's up? It's VVS Renji. You know who it is? Dexter Reese.
Wow. So you got a real bright future in front of you. People noticing. They might know you from the beats, and now that you're taking over this stuff with the rapping side of things, I think people want to know, how'd you get it all started? Where did you come from, and why are you doing music in the first place?
That's an interesting question. Honestly, when I was younger, I always wanted to be like, I always dreamed big when I was young. I was creative. First, I want to be like an actor, and then move on to another thing. I just kept moving around, but I just fell in love with music instantly, especially 2015. Cash, Cardi, Uzi, they both of my top inspirations. And listen, I was young too. I was young, so that type of music was new to me. Over time, I started looking into it, started doing producing around 2018, 19, and I just kept going and going. And around just last year, I joined a collective called Undercover, and they invited me because they let me in the collective because I posted beats on my story. It was cool, but like these people in Undercover, they're the best. Like, they're crazy. They're all like good ass artists. So I definitely took inspiration from my close friends. So I started doing rapping myself. It's full time.
Absolutely.
Serious now.
Big time stuff.
Serious business.
I like that. I feel like the influence is of Cash Cardi, Playboi Cardi, and Lil Uzi. It's kind of understated because they're still relatively new artists. Not me personally, not in my opinion. 5 years is kind of a long time, since 2016, and you can count their underground years, so it's like more than 5 years. But their influence is kind of understated because with this new generation coming in, their rapping styles, their lightheartedness, but their ability to be honest, braggadocious, and confident is something that reflects a lot in the underground. The underground used to be some place that was like grimy and hard and like super raw, and you got to be tough. But now it's more of a place people come to find a sense of connection that the mainstream doesn't really provide. And so I feel like a lot of that
for sure.
Is thanks to the previous initial SoundCloud blow up era with people like X. How would you say that era of music or any other branch of artists affected the way your creative process?
So like you said before, the underground type scene was really like raw, it's like, and I feel like over time, after the people start blowing off SoundCloud, it became really easy to like get in the scene. Like, I've seen like every year it's like double the amount of people blowing up. Like, people just like instant, and people are like more people want to do music even like more, because like before it was kind of hard to make music. Like, let's say 2017, people wasn't, it was like way different now. Now everyone's doing like, now everyone's on BandLab, Back then, no one knew that. Only certain people knew what they were doing. So I think it's like it's really important that SoundCloud, artists like Cardi, X, Uzi, they all like blew up SoundCloud. So
yeah, they really did their thing.
They just really made a whole new wave.
For sure. And I feel like now there's a lot of reasons to become an artist. The freedom that's involved, the eventual financial freedom that's involved, the ability to express yourself, find like-minded people through the releasing of your music and things like that, the ability to like gain renown off of just voicing these emotions, and the absolute like plethora of tools people have now. People making music on their phone with Apple earbuds and a fresh new preset they found off YouTube, and
that's totally me.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's a great thing, because that means there's more music we are able to hear, and so many people that wouldn't have become artists are artists now. And I feel like the playing field is just more accessible, more inclusive.
For sure. But I mean, there's still, it kind of is still harsh a little bit, because some people make music and they quit. Like, I see a lot of people, like, they have so much potential and they just quit. It's like, and some people be insecure of their own music. Like, they just don't show it off enough. Like, for me, for example, this year, even though I started making music, I was like always like, I'm a perfectionist, so I like stop myself from dropping certain tracks. And it's like good, and it's a good and a bad thing, because the bad thing is, you know, I'm insecure, and it's like, you know, you don't really show your music off and it doesn't let you grow. But good thing is, you know, you perfectionist, so you only put your best tracks. But if there's the best thing, go in the middle route. Like, don't be too insecure with your own music.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like the perfectionist's flaw, an ironic flaw, is that they'll spend too much time trying to clean up the minutia. And the thing about minutia, or the small stuff, the little shit, is that there's always gonna be that. I feel like a part of the beauty of music is the small mistakes, the small imperfections that add character to your sound. To me, I don't even know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. The perfectionist side of me says this is a bad thing, but the more relaxed part of myself is like, it's whatever. Is that I can always tell, like, this sounds like I made it. Like, this beat sounds like I made it. And it's all about, you know, embracing that fact. And that's a part of the artist's tale, is just being honest with yourself.
Yeah, it's hard to do, but you just gotta be like chill a little bit with your music. Especially like now, when people are previewing their music like everywhere, you gotta preview your stuff. You gotta be like promoting your music, because there's no way you can grow. You can't grow if you don't promote yourself. So it's like the only way. Everyone promotes themselves. It's not a bad thing.
Do you feel like it's possible to try too hard in your music?
Yeah, for sure.
What does that look like?
Overworking yourself, where you spend like maybe like more than an hour on the tracks. That's like overworking yourself, like over perfectionist. And it's bad, because then you don't have can't chill with yourself, and you can't make really too much songs too. Like you want to make a song like every week, like once a week. You only want to make a song. But if you chill with yourself, you chill a little bit, you have a lot of room to grow, and you probably make more tracks in a week.
In my group of friends, that type of perfectionism, like you said, creates a lot of barriers in the amount of songs that you release. You're like, oh, I gotta do this, and then I gotta mix and master it, and then this frequency is like, oh, we gotta go back, and it ends up just being you never releasing the stuff that you need to release. And what I tell myself is that I'm like, bro, I only have 600 followers right now. I need to relax. I need to let myself be able to grow, exactly like you said. And by doing that, I make even more music, with that attitude. So I think that's some really profound stuff you said there.
Yeah, man, I've only been 1 year making rap, but I was a producer, so I really have experience when I started rapping, so that's a good thing.
So some of the artists you mentioned, they have like Lil Uzi, braggadocious, confident, lighthearted, and they have a real good, feel-good message to their music. What would you say is your message to your audience with your music?
Well, that's to be honest, my message. Oh, that's a hard one, not gonna lie. Cause I be having multiple messages, not gonna lie. But message. I don't really know right now, to be honest. I'm still trying to find some, but I guess my message is just who cares, fuck the world type shit.
I like that. I like that.
Just like it's just like fuck the world, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I definitely, a lot of people resonate with that message, especially with, I mean, like, this is kind of fucked up, but I mean, the state of the world right now, a lot of people can get behind that message. But I feel like on a more deeper, perpetual, long-lasting level, in the younger sense, you know, in the younger generation, there's this sense of nihilism, you know, about Gen Z. Like, it feels like we discovered everything, and we like there's no sense of adventure. It's harder to find that sense of adventure. So people cope with things like video games, TikTok, and mindless activities that really aren't that constructive, and they binge and act out on things that are meaningless, knowing that. So, you know, you get a lot of stupid shit that happens as a result. So I feel like more as time passes, more and more become acquainted with that idea of fuck the world, you know?
Yeah. Like I said before, like that fuck the world message, like it's like really, it touches a lot of people, but it's not really not like deep, you know? It's not personal. It doesn't feel personal, so. I mean, if you want a message, you want to make it personal. You gotta hit people's hearts.
For sure.
Yeah. As of right now, huh?
Go ahead.
All right. As of for now, I don't have a message out because I haven't been making music long enough, like rapping. So I'm still like trying to find in my, I don't know, my crowd, I guess.
Yeah, that's all a part of the process. And speaking of that, where do you see yourself and the underground as a whole in about 1 year?
1 year? I mean, I see myself, you know, going to concerts, music videos, like actually starting to get somewhere. Like, oh shit, it's happening. I'm actually getting to the music scene. Like, it's happening. Like, I can see myself in 1 year doing that. Music videos, you know, interviews, you know, all that type of shit.
Awesome.
Shows.
And where do you think your level of artistry will be then? Do you think you'll sound the same? Do you think you'll be rapping about the same stuff?
I feel like I'm gonna be way different, honestly, because I evolved like 4 times in like a year. Not gonna lie. Like first I was doing like rage beats, and now the beats I'm trying to do like, you know, the activist type beats, Destroy Lonely, hard rock, like those beats I'm like into now. So it's like I'm changing. So I see myself in like 1 year, I'll be doing something way different sound. But I feel like I'm gonna start that sound in like the beginning of next year. Probably start seeing myself starting to sound my own sound.
That's awesome. Do you got any other hobbies other than music?
Other hobbies. I make merch actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's me and my friends, Sleep Relapse, he's part of the collective, and Keizo 808, he's a streamer and he's a producer. And we just, one day we're like, you know, let's just make something, let's just do something. And we started making merch. It's like way different than like anything else, trying to like be different. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I feel like merch, fashion, music, and video, film, they're all closely related because these are means of people expressing themselves. And
yeah, for sure.
When you know how you have the ability to make merch, you have the ability to a more direct way of making the internet dimension, the underground dimension of things, making that real, breaking the fourth wall with, you know, stuff that people wear in the real world. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, just bringing out a message, honestly, just like, you know, like me, like I have so much ideas running through my brain. Like I have an infinite list. I can put anything on the T. Dope.
That's awesome. And how would you say these other hobbies you have even besides the merch, affect your creative processes, how you go into things?
Yeah, it's just you become creative. Like you start like looking at things differently. Like, oh, what can I do with this? What can I do with this? So you see a design, or you see something, and you see like anything, and you're like, oh, dude, what can I do with this? You know, it's like it really activates your creative mind. So like for me, I see a lot of inspiration. Like I see fashion, and I try to do like, bro, what can I do with like this pants or whatever? Like try to fit something. The music is like, oh, this beat, what can I add to it? Or like a sample, you know? It's like you make things. You know, it's like you put things together.
Okay. Yeah. You start to think architecturally. I like that. I like that. That was very nice. If you could have 3 superpowers, what would they be and why?
Bro, you already know I'm ready. You know I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. Super speed, bro. That's like OP. Like run as the speed is light. There we go. That's one superpower. Second is probably okay, I'm really picky, but the second power is probably being like invisibility. Dope as hell. Then the third one's probably time travel.
Okay, so you're on some Flash stuff, like invisible Flash.
Dude, I love my favorite superhero, Flash.
That's awesome. What does he represent to you? Being able to run fast, the speed, the time travel. What does that all mean?
I mean, who doesn't want to run fast as fuck? I mean, the Flash. I mean, he just stuck to me because he's like such a charismatic dude. Like it's just dope, just running. You know, he just runs. He's just like that's his thing.
Yeah, running is dope for sure.
Running's dope.
Okay, and what would you say to somebody just starting out into like the music stuff, like trying to get their foot in the door, trying to start, but they don't know exactly where to start? What would you say to them?
I would say just like start going to like if you like start rapping, you want to go through like what other people are doing, like what's hot right now, you know. For me, when I started, yeet was hot, so I just did yeet beats. So I already had like I already know. I was like, okay, a little thing. And then second thing is just keep going. Like your first song is not gonna sound good. Just keep going and going and going. And then also experiment with your sound. Bring new things that no one else has done. And you know, just be you. Just be yourself. Just have fun. That's the main thing. Just have fun. Just be you and have fun.
Sure. And we all know success is in your future. We see the way you talk about the music, the processes. It's all very deep and introspective. We like that. So because we see success in your future, what are you gonna do when you get that first $1 million check?
First mil, I'll probably give back to my family. Especially my mom. Like she's really supportive of my music. Like I didn't tell her until recently about my music, and she was really supportive. I never expected that because, you know, religious families, they're kind of strict, but my mom definitely, like, she's supportive. So I'll probably give that mil check, probably just give some money to my family. And the second thing, I'd probably just buy a sick ass fucking car.
That's awesome. That's very noble. Those are, you know, when people say that type of stuff, it's very like revealing of how much they appreciate like where they come from and their foundation, like the foundation of their life. Because that's something I would definitely do as well.
You just gotta give.
Go ahead.
You gotta give back. Feel me? Like they raised you. It's like, you know, like sometimes they can be, you know, hard to understand or they're like rude, but I mean they only want the best for you. So if you do, like, if you make it, give someone back.
For sure. How do you feel about the underground in general, the whole community, the space, and the sounds that are coming out of it?
It's like never before. Like 2 years ago, I would never like every year something different. Like every year, like everyone brings something new to the table, and I see like people blowing up left and right around. It's crazy. Recently, like Dom, he blew up. You know, everyone around me blowing up. So it's crazy seeing these people just like going up because they're just being themselves. They're just doing what they were doing, you know? So like, it feels like you're next when you make music. Everyone's blowing up, but I wonder if I'm next, you know?
Yeah, it's really inspirational. I mean, especially if you have a connection with the person, and you know, like to me, I like to say, if you start getting haters, you're doing something right, because people are starting to see what you're doing and having something to say about it. It's a more neutral approach, a neutral interpretation of haters, but it's also at the same time you got to be willing to be the bad guy to be the good guy. You know what I'm saying? It's real weird, but that's how it is. That's life.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. Like when I first started getting haters, it brought me down so bad, but just gotta keep fighting it, because sometimes they don't know what they're talking about. Like they really don't see your vision, so they just hate. Some people hate just to troll, so that's another thing.
Yeah. And you have to think about like the nature of hating. Like somebody's like giving up their time to say some negative shit. Like, I don't know. They're the only ones feeling the hate. They're the only ones feeling the anguish, I guess, about listening to this song. You know, because it takes less effort to just skip it anyway.
Like you hate something, like, bro, you can't. Well, you're taking time of your day just to hate. Bro, come on, do something about it.
Exactly. All right,
it is what it is.
Now's the part of the interview where if you want to say anything, any special shout outs, disses, or talk about anything you want to, now's the time to do so.
All right, well, shout out to Undercover. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am. Miri, shout out Miri. Pronto, Sleeper Labs, Keizo, Lil Bad, and yeah, shout out them, and shout out our merch, August 23rd, and I mean, that's it, and stream my music, EP coming out soon.
You heard it first, y'all. Don't sleep on them. EP, what was that? The 21st?
No, that's the merch is the 21st. It's called August 21st. That's when it's made.
All right, bet.
We named the brand after the day it was made.
That's awesome.
Like different shit. That's it. EP coming out November 28th, and a single's coming out Halloween.
Hell yeah. Single coming out this Halloween on some spooky stuff. Listen, you don't want to be that guy sleeping on my boy Renchi. All right? Stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow him on Instagram, SoundCloud, and all streaming services. It's been Saintly Silas the Soldi, man. And I'm out.